hello again. I wanted to start earlier, but I got wrapped up in some other things, but that's okay. I'm just gonna hope this quest won't take that much longer, but we'll see. Let's see. Major things since not yesterday. No. Yes? Yeah, since yesterday. I think I already showed off I completed Challenger Series 6. Also completed Elemental Series 2, which was such a pain. I had to literally unequip my characters for that. I also did a bunch of achievement farm for a bunch of secrets and world quests in the rainforest area, so I've probably gone up by 30 achievements, maybe. Let's see. I've also got the blueprints for all the weapons. Okay, so it's at the tree location, but you have to talk to the R&R and trade in your some pages that tell the story about the R&R map, which I think you get from the world quest. So there's all those. So I'm just gonna log. I went to the desert briefly to get one of the achievements for the name card, so I ended up picking this blueprint, which was a chest somewhere around this area by the entrance. I also got the viewpoint right in front of it, so there's that. Let's see. I leveled up the string list from 80 to 90, just so I have another one. I threw on Sacrificial Greatsword onto Sayu now, just cause I want to test out how efficient it might be to just have another E on hand. Because even though this gives more elemental particles, this might be useful just for traveling, but we'll see. Honestly, I think Favoni's Greatsword will probably be a bit better just because I'm pretty sure all my other characters could use. Well, I say all my other characters, but I think it's mainly Hu Tao that's lacking in.
Silly child.
Lacking in the crit department. So I don't think Sino and Candace have changed outside me leveling up with Candace a bit. So yeah, I think that's it. Also, I haven't picked up the mail for today. Got part 2 of the anniversary rewards and more event stuff. Speaking of event stuff, I don't think I've done today's. That's not the right special event. There's a different special event going on. So I might have to. Let me just pull that up on the side. Do the background. Yeah, okay, so I haven't done today's version, so I'll just put this on the side for now. Maybe? Or just do it some other time. Alright, so let's get started. Okay, I can't unlock that for yet. So this is for the new mod side event. I might do it either Saturday/Sunday or just sometime next week, because I think I want to get the Archon quest done 2 times in a row to avoid spoilers. This was another world quest that I butchered. It's like you can do it in 1 day, but if you mess up, you have to wait for a daily reset. So I'll do that tomorrow. Achievement. So yeah, let's do this. I'm gonna hope that with all the new teleport points we already on the desert, it should be okay.
Ad Astra Avisask. We meet again, you two.
Hi, Katheryine. Do you have any commissions for us today?
Commissions, huh? Let me think.
I like how we're just all
How
casual
about this?
after
Please
the
attend
events
the
of Act 2.
Academia's Academic Symposium this afternoon and recite a love poem on stage.
Wait, say what now?
And if possible, please also use your camera to capture the reaction of the audience upon finishing the poem.
Huh? What kind of commission is that?
Yeah, they'll definitely not be pleased with it, I'm sure. with maybe the one or two eccentric researchers.
I see. It appears that you're not interested in this commission.
Commission this.
In that case, please go to Port Ormos and convince the Eremites there to spend some time volunteering at the local orphanage.
Hey, that's not any better.
Yeah, I mean, there's some probably few nice in the bunch, but kind of unrealistic.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure the mercenaries will have some interesting reactions as well.
Paimon's gotta ask, just who exactly has been submitting these commissions to the Adventurers Guild?
Oh, the commissioner? Well, actually, I just wanted to see the two of you in action.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the way she's acting does not feel like Katheryine, but I wasn't thinking it was Nahida just because there's no question mark next to the name, but...
Was it so obvious? I was hoping you would actually take one of those commissions. That kind of chance to observe humans doesn't come by often.
I wonder if the voices actually change when she wants it to, or this is just us, like, interpreting the voice in our heads, knowing that it's Nahida now.
So it's Nahida. Paimon just knew Katheryine wouldn't crack those kinds of jokes. When did you get into her head? From when she said, Ad Astra Abyssosque? So it's been you this whole time? Are you done resting up, Nahida? Yes. I've been sleeping ever since we parted ways, and I even had a really, really long dream. It was another dream about the Sumeru festival, except it was a happy one.
That's good, we can
In
use some
my
happiness
dream,
in this
I
game.
was sitting in the middle of a flower terrace, and everyone in Sumeru City was holding hands as they danced in circles around me. They danced round and round, and everyone looked really happy. I also got to sit on a gigantic flower carriage. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, raised me really, really high above the ground, and I was throwing an endless amount of Yalda candies at the children. You know, Nahida,
Hopefully we get to see
maybe
that.
your dream is how the Sumeru's festival really should be. It's meant to be a joyous time where everyone gets together to celebrate your birthday. Huh? Wasn't I describing a really happy dream? Why are you both looking at me like that?
I suppose so. Pity.
Wait.
Pity's quite the
Could
word
this
to
be
use
an
for
example
this.
of the emotion
Pity.
known as pity?
Pity is the word that awakens all of us
pitying you.
players.
That would only make everything worse. We just don't want you to feel too sad.
Now that I think about it, the Sumeru festival celebrates her birthday, so I wonder canonically what date were we supposed to do the Sumeru festival for her birthday. And I wonder if her birthday, when Nahida comes out next patch, if her birthday has already passed, and we had to wait a whole year for it to come back around, kind of like Ayato. If that's the case, that's gonna
By
suck.
the way, have you had a chance to visit Dunyarzad? How's she doing? The Homianis haven't allowed any visitors after the festival, so we haven't been able to check on her. Yes, I paid her a visit right after I woke up. She was resting at the time. Her condition is stabilized. However, since Elazar is a manifestation of the withering on the human body, we can only cure it by finding a way to take care of Irminsul's own withering. But for the moment, our top focus should still be figuring out what the sages are up to and what they're planning. Right. Who knows what'll happen if they manage to pull off another scheme like the Samsara of the Sumeru's festival? So our first priority should be investigating and putting a stop to the sages' activities. As for how we should pull that off, let's discuss it somewhere else. There are too many adventurers around here. Oh, good point. Sorry, adventurers. We're gonna be borrowing Katheryine for a little while.
Man, what a face. Alright, it begins. I wonder if we cannot talk to Katheryine here anymore. I guess we aren't. Oh, such a short distance
Let's
already.
continue our chat here.
I don't think this is any better, but
Okay.
okay.
So do you have any ideas on how we can investigate the sages, Nahida? Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that. But for now, I want to hear your thoughts.
If you have any better ideas for this, yep. Possess a key figure. I don't. I guess not for Nahida's moral, she probably wouldn't want to do that. Possess a student, not as any good. Okay, that's a bit rough, but I'll go with this one.
We're in the dark as of now. Since we still don't know anything about their goals, any rash move could tip them
Yeah,
off
sure. We don't know
and
which
lead to
of them are
terrible
involved, probably. Right?
consequences. After all, every person in Sumeru City is one of their hostages. No way, that's too risky. You mean it'd be too easy to get caught? No, it's not that. We shouldn't involve innocent students in
Yep,
this.
thought so.
A single mistake could completely ruin their lives. Doing that would be ignoring the safety of my people for my own selfish goals. How is that any different from what the sages are doing? That's a good point. Spoken like the god of Sumeru.
And then of course we won't even know who. Technically, well, I guess we know who key figures are, but it's like considering the key figures are also stuck in the dream.
I've already tried that, but all the key members of the Academia, even the core 30 guards, intentionally avoid wearing their Akasha
Oh,
terminals.
they already know, possibly.
It seems that from the very beginning, they've been guarding against info leaks from the Akasha. Of course, it could also be because they're wary of me. Have you already caught the sage's attention? I'm guessing not yet. But distrusting me would make perfect sense if they've ever paid attention to the urban legends about me. In any case, I probably can't take over their minds directly. Are we really out of ideas? Nahida, you're super smart, so you already have something in mind, right? Don't keep us in suspense. Spill the beans already! According to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the Academia, rejecting impractical motions at the beginning of a planning session will give more weight to the actual proposal. Okay, but aren't you the god of wisdom? You don't have to use that kind of gimmick to make us take your
Yeah,
ideas
keep it
seriously.
simple to simple terms.
Well, I've been thinking that if I can't directly possess the leaders, and if I can't get ordinary people involved, then I should find someone who's already involved, but hasn't decided to side with the sages. You're saying we should recruit a spy? That does sound like it could work.
Alright, but who do we have in mind?
Before coming back, we met someone named Alhaitham. He seems like he acts alone, and he likes doing stuff behind the Academia's back. They probably aren't in cahoots. Actually, I already have someone in mind. Do you still remember that female scholar named Setaria? Setaria? Paimon remembers now. Isn't she the one who's always trailing behind the Grand Sage of the Academia? We ran into her basically every time the Sumeru Festival repeated itself. You could even say we're old enemies by
You
now.
really think she'll go along with that?
Paimon still remembers the smug and mean way she always spoke to Nilu. I've always liked observing all kinds of people, and Setaria has always stood out from the crowd. She was born in the desert and was hailed as their greatest genius. Her academic gifts allowed her special admission into the Academia, and also gave her the opportunity to serve as the sage's assistant. Oh, Paimon didn't know she was from the desert. She must be pretty special then. Paimon feels like most of the desert dwellers around the city are working as mercenaries. The name Setaria means star. When she lived in the desert, she shone like the brightest star in the night sky. Later on, she was chosen by the sun. The star was given a place in the daytime sky to complement the sun's dazzling light. Soon after, the star witnessed the sun scorching the earth, which brought forth many disasters.
Wow, what a
The star began to waver.
description.
Instead of staying beside such a sun, wouldn't it be better to return and light up part of the night sky? But in the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried
So
her
she really
guilt
wants to go
and
back,
closed
maybe,
her
in a
eyes.
way, to help her people. But, no, just still some things left undone.
From the sound of it, Sataria's just hung up on the research opportunities here. But she doesn't really support the academia. She still feels guilty about not doing more for the desert, right? She's just running away from her problems.
Indeed. When they are presented with complex moral issues, many people will simply plug their ears and go with the flow until the problem can't be fixed anymore. She's suppressing a lot of guilt, but before she realized it, she had already become the sage's accomplice. She can't deny her part in their schemes anymore.
Unless you can try and get a bit of redemption, no?
Right. We must somehow make her face her problems again. That way, not only can we get useful intel from her, but she can also use it as an opportunity to redeem herself. From my past observations, Sataria will take a day off from the academia every 10 days to do some shopping in the city. Tomorrow afternoon just happens to be a shopping day for her. That'll be our chance. To prepare, let's go check out some of her favorite spots, and have a quick chat with a few of the vendors there.
Alright, so we're gonna try and make combo with her. At this store. Oh.
This should be Sataria's favorite fortune-telling spot.
So should we ask the fortune teller about Sataria?
Probably not.
No, I already have enough information on Sataria. The most important thing now is for you to pay attention to the vendor's talking style and key characteristics.
Talking style and key characteristics?
My poor lost lambs. Have you become troubled over your fates?
Yes.
The divine voice
partially.
of wisdom often echoes between mine ears. If thou be blessed today by the gods, I may be able to show you the way.
Huh? Really? Nahida, you've been whispering things to her?
Shh. My friend here has some doubts regarding his future. Can we get a
Oh,
fortune reading
back
for
in the
him?
Katheryine voice.
Of course, of course. In that case... It would seem that Harut and Marut are quite wary of you. Perhaps, at some time in the past, you have somehow offended the gods.
I think this is like Inazuma flashback.
Only mocking the god of Animo, questioning the lord of Geo's financial savviness, and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those count?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, maybe she didn't
Go
actually
on,
expect to
pick
get a
an
serious
aspect for
answer
her to
out of it.
divine.
Huh. Damn, this is a tough choice. I'm gonna go with this one. I'm interested to see what's actually
Love
for this.
prospects? No problem at all.
What's the canonical reasoning we're about to receive?
The gods have spoken. The truth shall be revealed.
Man, all these dramatic
One
camera
who is
shots.
fated to cross your path will appear on... Huh? So many people will fall for you. How could that be?
I'm gonna hope this is a misunderstanding, or are they actually going that route? That would be hilarious. But I know a lot of people probably also hate that. But pretty sure this is probably just a joke. But and I wonder what if you were playing as the mean, if it would work the same way, response-wise. Maybe. I think so. I don't think they would change the dialogue that much, would they?
Harut, Marut, did you two spoil my divination? I've never read a fortune so absurd.
Actually, Paimon thinks this is probably the most accurate fortune telling you've ever done.
Wait, the fuck do you mean, Paimon? What do you... Okay.
I admit that the orientation of today's celestial matrix is suboptimal. As such, there will be no charge.
Is that so? Well, that can't be helped.
If you were to bring some food offerings for Harut and Marut on your next visit, perhaps they could help you reverse the wheels of fate.
Does this guy sell incenses?
Is this another one of Sataria's favorite stalls?
Yep, it belongs to a king. His father helped Sataria a lot when she first moved to Sumeru City, so she still comes by whenever she has time. When I start talking with him, listen carefully to the details of our conversation.
Okay, this is a minigame we're gonna have to play now.
Ah, dear customers. Would you like to look at some pottery?
Okay, that was the second thing I was
We
gonna
caught wind of
guess.
your great craftsmanship, so we specifically came to take a look.
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss Katheryine from the Adventurers Guild? Sounds like I'm in for some big business.
Speaking of, where did you learn this trade?
I suppose you could say it all started with my dad. He's a mason by trade, but I picked up an interest in clay while apprenticing for him. After that, I began making pottery by myself in secret, and I simply changed trades when my works turned out well. Although it's a pity that I'm no longer making much use of the knowledge provided to me by the Akasha.
That's nice. You're making a living doing something you love.
That must be nice.
So is your father still working as a mason?
Oh no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from a roof and broke his leg. Since he had already saved enough Moro for all these years, he's just enjoying the retired life in Port Ormos nowadays.
I see. We wish him peace and happiness in his retirement. I'll have someone in charge of logistics at the guild come by another day for some goods. We'll leave you to it. Take care now.
No problem. Rest easy, all our goods are sure to meet your every need.
Alright. One more. The cafe, I think, right? Cafe or tavern?
This should be our final stop. Sataria's always thinking of this restaurant when she's working at the academia, so she always comes by whenever she's out in the city.
Nahida, you've really thought of everything.
Well, every outing probably has some food related to
It's
it.
my duty to protect Sumeru's citizens, after all.
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before.
Huh? Sorry, I don't quite remember.
Or tavern, okay.
If I recall, you were having a discussion with someone about shipbuilding at the time.
Ah, that's right! I've always been really interested in feats of marine engineering. After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my
Oh, I see.
entire childhood staring at the ships going in and out of the port. I came to Sumeru to study, but failed to make it into the academia due to my lack of talent. But I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars, and I'm continuing to study and perform research from the restaurant's basement. I'm sure I'll get into the academia after their next round of exams.
That's the spirit.
What an admirable spirit for learning. Amazing.
Sure, but you'll
Come on,
find
Paula, you don't have to
hard-working
put a
people
damper on
wherever
it.
you go.
So this restaurant has a basement as well? Huh. First I've heard of it.
That's right. It's not usually open to patrons. Most of the time, employees use it for breaks or to hold private events.
I see. Yes, that makes sense. Well, good luck with your studies, Miss Chishan.
Thank you so much. As long as I can make it into the academia as an official student, I'll be happy.
Yeah, her name definitely fits the Liyue theme now that I think about it.
So, was that everybody?
Or enough to work with.
Mm-hmm. 3 familiar faces should be enough for Sataria.
What's the point of all the information we've collected? Nahida, you still haven't told us how you're planning to make Sataria face her problems.
Maybe set up a comfortable
Sataria's
atmosphere
already
to
used
ease
to
our way
avoiding
into
her
conversation.
problems, so we must find a way to break through her usual sensibilities. I remember that you mentioned that the Eremites in Port Ormos are all making a fuss about the upcoming resurrection of the Scarlet King. Although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the fate of her homeland may turn out to be Sataria's soft spot.
Oh, Paimon gets it now. You want to take advantage of the guilt Sataria feels about her homeland. Although she knows she should return home to help the people of the desert, all she's done is conspire with the sages.
Yeah, condemn her. Oh, this is we're playing a
how
bit
do
of a
we set that up?
bad person.
Well, the Scarlet King is long gone, and Sitaria is also too smart to fall for any simple tricks. If we simply engaged her under the guise of the Scarlet King's believers, she would definitely be wary of us, and we
Alright.
may not get anywhere.
Followers now.
But if we were to borrow some of her close acquaintances to talk with her, her reaction would probably be very different.
So, you mean you're going to possess those people we just talked to?
Yep. Possess them through the Akasha. Imply that they've already converted to the faith of the Scarlet King. And then convey our made-up will of the
Okay,
Scarlet
so
King.
we are gonna
As
take
long
that
as
route
everything goes
slightly.
smoothly, we'll get through to Sitaria for sure. She'll never guess that we had anything to do with it.
Ah, so that's how you're going to use all the info we collected on these people. It's so that you won't slip up and break form. Possessing them will only work if you can manage to pass off as them.
Exactly. So, best of luck with impersonating them.
Huh? Best of luck? But we don't know how to possess anyone.
That's
Oh, wait,
no
we're doing
problem
it.
at all. I'll just share all their senses with you once I've
Oh,
possessed them.
this became so much
As
more
long as you're also wearing an Akasha terminal,
interesting.
the effect will basically be as if you've possessed them yourself.
Huh. That is pretty convenient. But why does he have to do this? Can't you do it yourself?
Although I've been observing humans for a while, I've never been good at imitating them.
You're not wrong. It's always been painfully obvious whenever you try to pass as Katheryine.
Yeah, true.
If it was at all possible, I would have preferred to leave these people alone. But seeing how things are now, I probably should just accept it and push on.
Yeah, don't beat yourself up over it. We're only doing this to help everyone, and we'll only be borrowing them for a little while anyway.
Alright, then let's give it a go tomorrow afternoon.
I kind of wonder how much they've been adjusting the time within the quest lines to match the setting. Because I haven't really been paying too much attention for it, but I do realize it's been matching up a lot, so I don't know if they've slowed down the time or accelerated so fast that we didn't even notice. Alright, are we gonna run into her here at the start? Oh, there she is.
Oh, here she comes. Satori's here.
Let's quietly follow her. Once she starts talking to her acquaintances, we'll find a safe spot to begin possessing them.
You totally do not look out
As
of
for
place and
how we'll stay her
suspicious.
to our side,
And why is this pot
I'll leave
knocked
that
over,
to
or
you.
vase knocked over?
I trust you'll know what to say.
Alright.
Paimon's starting to feel kind of nervous. Okay, let's go. Looks like they've already started talking. Let's find a hiding spot and get started.
Yeah, nice transition. Still not much better. This guy's right there. Oh god, that's trippy. Bro, that...
That's right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love. And besides, everyone around me has a very different background and outlook.
This totally does not look suspicious at all.
Are you still listening to me, Nabia?
Oh, of course I'm listening. You were talking about troubles with your love life, right? I heard everything
Oh god,
you
I already
said.
think we butchered it.
Okay then. You just seemed a little distracted for a moment there. Strange. Your cats seem pretty worked up. Is something wrong?
Oh, 6 cents. They
I
already
always
took the
thought they
ticket
were
to change.
quiet, happy kitties. Oh, what are their names again?
Haru and Maru, I'm pretty sure.
Ah, that's right. They are just little darlings, aren't they? Harut and Marut.
Ahem. So, which fortune do you want me to read for you today? You must have come for another echo of the divine voice of wisdom.
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects, but to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like I've been a real mess recently.
Oh, when the heck did we get
A
so
mess?
close?
Well, could you do a reading on how long it'll take me to finish my current project at work? I really just want to get it over with.
Oh,
I
yes,
hear
work.
you. No problem at all. The gods will reveal the truth.
I'm just gonna hope this plays out and I don't have to pick anything. Oh god, I'm scared. The choices.
The gods are asking, Setaria, why haven't you gone home?
Why haven't I gone home? Do the gods really know everything I've been thinking about?
Setaria, why don't you just go home? It's a demand now instead of a question. The gods seem to be truly upset.
I'm sorry. I know I failed the gods. Please pass on my most sincere apologies and ask for their divine forgiveness. And if I may ask, Nabia, is there a specific god who's speaking to you right now?
What an inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking to me is, of course, the wisest and mightiest of all, the Scarlet King.
I realized that this is, I think, the MC playing through all the NPCs, so this is like the roundabout way of getting the our traveler to talk but also not talk.
The Scarlet King? No wonder he would make such a demand of me. Oh, wait a second. The Scarlet King passed away a long time ago. Even though news of the Scarlet King's resurrection has been spreading like wildfire, it's all just a misinformation campaign from the academia. How can the Scarlet King still exist in real life?
Well, we're learning stuff, but this is not good for our recruitment process.
What insolence! I am the Scarlet King's most loyal believer. Do you wish to refute his voice of wisdom?
Oh, no. As a child of the desert, I am only reveling in his power upon learning that his divine glory has touched even this city. I will think very carefully about his demand of me. I'm sorry. I must go now.
Wait!
Time to go to the next person. Oh, they booked it. Whew.
Whoa!
Oh,
She
they
just
still
ran
can't
off in
look.
a hurry. She looked pretty upset too.
Well done. Setaria didn't seem to suspect anything amiss. To have something she's been trying desperately to avoid show up out of nowhere and berate her, that must have shaken her to the core.
Aw, Nahida, it seems like you understand human emotions really well after all.
All I know are some abstract Harvard-taught theories. In any case, my time with you has shown a lot of them to be utterly useless. I'm still trying to make sense of everything. Anyway, enough of that. Let's hurry and catch up to Setaria.
She's at Akeem's now, right on cue. Let's get ready to possess him right away!
So on this part, surprised you got an achievement right away.
It's okay. I just got caught up in something. Oh, actually, didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What kind of work were you looking for again?
Oh, masonry. Yep.
Oh, right. Your old man's craft. How could I forget? Speaking of, how's he doing? Is he feeling any better?
Walk worn. Yep, because he injured his leg.
That's good to hear. I've
What
been
happens if we
thinking a lot about
purposely
him.
chose the wrong answer?
If I
Will
could
we have to
get
make
some more
panic
time
responses
off,
to get
I'd
back
love
on topic?
to pay him a visit. Actually, while we're talking about him, Is he still living in Port Ormos?
She
Yeah,
is.
he's been retired there for a while.
If you could find the time, please write him a letter. Please pass on that recently, faith in the Scarlet King has taken root in Port Ormos and has begun to spread across Sumeru. He has a quick temper and has always been a devout follower of the Dendro Archon. I don't want him to get into a fight with those Scarlet King believers because of a difference in beliefs.
Oh? So, who are you siding with in all of this? The Academia or the
Yes,
Scarlet
planting the
King?
seeds of doubt.
I'm so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert. Yet you chose to betray the Scarlet King, and now you spend all your time with those crooks.
Damn, we're
from the
really putting it on
Academia.
her.
Akeem, you don't mean you've also become a believer of the Scarlet King?
Totally, Cap.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
Can't pick a side? Me?
And she's off.
Whoa! Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this.
Traveler's becoming unhinged.
You really zeroed in on the issue and put it right in
The
front of
Traveler's
her.
tired of being pushed around.
It
It's his
might
turn
feel a
to
bit
do the pushing.
overwhelming for Setaria. But once everything is over, I'll be sure to pay her a visit to her mind and explain everything. Anyway, let's keep going.
Alright, and then last but not least... Damn, she really...
Come on! Setaria's already started talking.
Oh, and we interrupted. Doosh.
So,
Oh, we didn't
Keyshawn,
black out like
have
last
you
time,
noticed
personally.
anything weird in the city lately? Like, as if someone was trying to preach to you about something?
Oh, the basement, yep.
Oh, right. Speaking of strange things, I celebrated the Sub-Zerus festival so many times that I lost count. That was really weird.
Wait, how could you be aware of that? That should be impossible.
Ah,
Nothing in the report indicated anything like
She
that.
spilled. She spilled the
Are you
beans.
still failing to realize that the Academia's lowly tricks could never deceive all of Sumeru's citizens?
Keyshawn, don't tell me that you've converted to the Scarlet King as well.
Oh,
What an
the smirk.
absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King. In reality, shouldn't you be the one who is ashamed? You, who works side by side with the
Ah,
Academia
yeah, hit over the one
and
too.
treated people as nothing more than experimental subjects.
Please, please stop!
Damn.
Even now, Setaria's still trying to run from her problems.
Ah, you need to keep pushing.
She can no longer justify everything to herself.
Hey, she's trying to talk to the guards. What should we do?
Uh-oh.
This is the most important part of all. Quick, get ready.
Mercenary, you're a member of the Corps of 30, correct? Please help me pass a message to the Matcha right away. The situation in the city is getting out of control.
Please, try to remain calm, miss. Tell me what's happening in the city.
Are you gonna put those right too?
Heretics
All of a
are
sudden?
infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents to their side.
Heretics? What kind of heresy are you talking about?
The Scarlet King! Many people I know have suddenly started believing in him, but he's long dead. It's impossible.
And then we guess we're gonna enter and say it's not heresy to believe in him, it's the right thing type of deal. I'm guessing that's what's gonna happen
Miss
right now.
Setaria, nothing is impossible.
You know my name?
The Scarlet King is immortal,
Yeah,
and
we're
all who
playing
defy
into
him
it.
will one day pay the price. You must face the truth,
Damn.
Setaria.
This is...
You tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it, the tighter the Academia's grasp on you will become, and the deeper you will be ensnared. Child of the Scarlet King, never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the
Oh,
wise
she's having the
Scarlet King?
flashback.
In
She's going
fact,
through
aren't
it.
you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
Oh gosh, she's going crazy. She's
What
going,
an absurd question.
She's breaking.
You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King.
Setaria, why haven't you gone home?
Okay, and let me guess, Nahida's gonna take the opportunity to speak with her and guide her towards the right Wait.
It seems that no matter where I run, I only keep finding more believers of the Scarlet King. I have to say, this is a familiar feeling.
I get
I've
you on
also
though.
been running from my guilt this whole time. Guilt over my part in the Sage's plans, and from ignoring the letters from the children of my homeland. But no matter how much I may try to ignore or get rid of it, my guilt always comes back.
You won't necessarily lose your research opportunities by facing the truth. Besides, did you really want to conduct your research while carrying such heavy feelings of guilt?
How do you know me so well? Are you truly just a believer of the Scarlet King? Or are you the god himself?
That's not important. The important thing is to pass judgment on the academia and its sages, and to correct their mistakes. If you could provide some assistance in this matter, perhaps it could serve as a form of atonement.
I've actually never believed in the gods, but I've always believed in serendipity. Your appearance must be a fated opportunity for me to get out of this wretched situation. Please tell me, what can I do for you?
Yes. It's like a megalo moment.
How much do you know about the sage's current activities?
I was just one of the designers for the massed dream harvest scheme, which is what happened around the Sumeru's festival. But I know very little about the full scope of the overall project. I'd assume that only staff with the highest clearance would have access to those confidential documents. I've just been working to meet the Grand Sage's specified requirements. However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled has returned to the city, and even the sages are still quite wary of him.
I know who this is. It can only be one person. Ah, fudge. Alright. Well, this is gonna be fun.
To fight against the academia, we will need to figure out the nature and the purpose of their work. Is there a way for us to get access to the confidential documents you mentioned?
It should be possible if we're willing to take some risks. After all, I'm an assistant to the Grand Sage, and I've been working on many tasks outside of the project. One thing, though, I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through the Akasha once I get my hands on them. The sages have always closely monitored all activities within the Akasha. Let me see... let's use the most primitive method. Send someone to pick up the documents tomorrow evening at the Academia entrance.
The academia entrance. Wouldn't that be too conspicuous?
Don't worry about that. I assure you, this won't be a trap. I'm only suggesting this location because it'll draw more scrutiny for me to leave the Academia again. It'll be safest for me to distract the guards long enough to hand you the documents.
All right, I trust you.
So, if I were to successfully complete this task, would it mean I've atoned for my wrongdoings?
That'll depend on the judgment of the Dendro Archon.
The Dendro Archon. That's right. Her people are the ones we have endangered. As the god of wisdom, she's also the one responsible for judging and guiding the scholars. Maybe it's time for me to find a god to believe in.
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to bring Sataria to our side!
The Traveler's execution was ingenious. He's the one who deserves all the praise. Well, now that we've made plans to meet again tomorrow evening, all we can do is pray for Sataria's mission to go off without a hitch.
Pray? But if we're going to pray to the gods, aren't we just praying to you?
That's
God
true.
of wisdom and guardian of the scholars?
No. The truth is the true guardian of scholars. I've always believed that. Anyway, let's meet again tomorrow evening at the Adventurers Guild.
What the heck? Mail. Wait, the following night. I don't know what this mail's supposed to be. I don't know if it's the next part of the anniversary reward or something else entirely, but let me play it safe and take a look at. Just take a while to spin. Ting, 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 ting. I don't remember it taking this long. I thought it would have been faster. Still the same description. Okay, hang on. Let me check what the mail is to make sure it's safe. Oh, never mind, I lied. It is part 3 of it. Primo. I'm proud of resident to refund the tiny bit that I've been using to catch up on the farm.
Catherine, we're here! Oh, you are the other Catherine, right?
That's right. I suppose I'm the other Catherine in your mind.
I mean, we probably could have had like code words or something to verify rather than just be direct about it.
Shh! We're on a secret mission tonight, so we need to protect Catherine's identity.
Yep, Paimon's right. We cannot fully rule out the chance that the meetup tonight is just a trap. If something were to happen, my existence may be the only trump card we'll be able to play. After all, the Academia should still be unable to confirm the existence of my consciousness in the outside world.
Yep, exactly. Just what Paimon was thinking. Anyway, enough about that. Let's just make sure to be on our guard.
Something feels off. I haven't noticed anything.
Off? What do you feel is off?
Too quiet, really?
It's the middle of the night. Of course it's quiet. You're not getting paranoid, are you?
No, I think he's right. It really is a lot quieter than usual.
I have a thought based off the trailer from the live stream. If what I think is about to play out plays out, the chronological order in which this plays out is a lot different than I thought. In which case, I am a bit scared to see what's about to happen.
If you look around, there seems to be fewer people on the streets.
Fewer people? There's no people.
I'm not sure if this is the case for the entire city, though.
Huh. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe Sataria figured out a way to not only distract the guards, but also to get everyone to go to sleep early, just so we can exchange the documents in peace.
I also can't quite figure out why things feel a little off. But now that we're here, let's go ahead and meet her as we planned.
Well, regardless, as long as you're here with us, Paimon feels a little safer.
Maybe it should be the other way around. The rest of us are here with her, Nahida. This should be much safer.
Huh. There really aren't many people out right now. Let's hope it'll be this quiet in front of the Academia, and that Sataria managed to distract all the guards.
It's more like there's no one here. Okay, I think I know what cutscene's about to come up right now, and I can't believe they're playing this off so early. Oh god, I'm actually kind of scared. Okay, let me get the volume mixer ready, because if it's a cutscene, it's gonna be loud as heck. Oh god, it is a cutscene. I feel like Catherine should have stayed back first.
What are all these people doing here at this hour of the night?
Oh my god, I'm actually so...
Ah, the triumphant hero returns at last.
Oh my god, he actually
And to a
disappeared.
rather spectacular welcome, even if I do say so myself.
You're the outcast, expelled from the Academia.
Indeed I am. Although these days they tend to call me the Doctor.
He's second? Oh my god.
If you're looking for your researcher friend, she has already been taken into confinement. With some basic caution, she could have discovered the listening device on her person. Clearly, she lacks the degree of rigor expected of a true
Damn, he's
scholar.
actually second. Okay.
The people of Sumeru City.
No, they've been brainwashed.
What have you done to them?
I simply made some minor adjustments to their Akasha terminals. Now they can deposit information directly into the subconscious. As you can see, all these lovely people now believe this traveler is a hero who has just saved the world. My experiment is a success. And now it seems they can no longer hold back their sheer adoration.
Oh no, what should we do? These are all just regular people.
We're getting body
Leave
blocked.
now. You need to get out of here.
What? That guy's a Fatui Harbinger! We can't just leave you here!
Nor can I abandon the people of Sumeru.
Oh, she's controlling all of them now. She's putting them all asleep. They're all dreaming now.
Don't worry. We'll meet again outside of the city.
Alright, Archon versus...
You appear to have overridden their mental faculties with your own consciousness. To possess such a powerful mind, you must be the god of wisdom.
I can't believe they played that cutscene, but then again, I kind of speculated it just because the build up, and not to mention it was nighttime and the cutscene was at nighttime, so it's like...
This should be far enough. Paimon needs to catch her breath first. Is Nahida going to be okay? We only made it out because of her.
I'm surprised, but also not surprised that he's second, because the stuff that he does, the science behind a lot of the things he does for the Fatui, he probably gets a lot of it going, like the illusions, the weapons, the science behind, just a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not too surprised, but I'm also surprised. Yeah, but who's she going to jump to instead?
Paimon wasn't counting on running into a new Harbinger here, let alone such a high-ranking one. That guy was number 2. So scary. He called himself the Doctor. Remember, Tighnari told us about him. Sataria did say that someone who once got expelled from the Academia came back recently. And that even the sages are wary of him. Yep. Sounds like she must have been talking about the Doctor.
No, we didn't. Well, I know we know the Fatui have been around the region, but...
Yeah. Now that the Doctor's in the picture, we're no longer just dealing with the Academia. They're in cahoots with the Fatui. But what are the Fatui after this time? Another Gnosis?
That's probably one thing, but there's obviously more to get out of this.
Yeah. Things would be a lot easier with Nahida's help. Nahida said we'll meet again outside of the city. But we can't just keep waiting around, right?
We're on our own for now.
You mean...
Oh yeah, he probably has some more details he'd be willing to share.
Wasn't he invited by the sages to work on some project when we were staying with him in the Vidia forest? That has to be the same project. Even though he turned it down at the time, he might still know something. There's no time to lose. Let's go to Gandharvaville.
Hopefully not put the people there in danger. Oh god, are we going to be able to even go back in the city? To gaze from CERN god. Okay, for canonical reasons, I'm gonna hope that we're not blocked out from going to the city for realsies. Not that it will be too much of a problem, because I don't think I have too much of a reason to actually need to go back. Outside of, maybe doing the fishing. And collecting more Padisaras. But then again, I can always farm more Padisaras in, Verana and Nara.
Hold it right there.
Oh.
A blonde-haired traveler and a floating ferry. We've got you, all right. Take a look around. You've fallen right into our trap.
Let's see who hired you.
Are you mercenaries from the Corps of 30? Did you come here to arrest us?
Corps of 30? We're nothing like those government lapdogs who don't even get scraps for their work. We are an elite brigade that commands the highest commission rate in all of Sumeru. We're here on the orders of a client known only as the Outcast.
The Outcast?
The Outcast? An outcast from the academia?
Another code name.
But why wouldn't the doctor just send the Fatui after us?
Yeah, just taking care of the resources.
Still
In the
wasting
end, everything
time
is
on idle
numbers.
chit-chat. We'll shut you up soon enough. Get them!
Alright, are we gonna fight them or are we gonna get a cutscene from someone else
You're
coming?
up, traveler!
Alright, time to beat them up.
Shadows of...
Hi! And away I go!
This isn't good. Time to go. Go! Delve into death.
Can't catch me!
Probably want to get more crit rate on Sayu if I want to proc
It
this
isn't over
sacrificial
yet!
greatsword.
Here comes reinforcements!
I got some bulkier guys here.
That was pretty rough. Is that what elite mercenaries are like? Yeah,
I mean,
looks
they
like we'll
felt
have
kind
to
of
keep
normal.
our guards up. But this doctor guy seems like a pretty tough opponent. He knew exactly where to set up an ambush. Did he predict that we would try to find Tighnari?
Or do we have a tracker on us?
Going up against smart people is tough. Anyway, let's keep going.
Alright, let's hope nothing bad happened to them, because if something bad happens to Tighnari, and more specifically Kali, this is gonna be really bad. Oh. I guess we're gonna approach Kali for the...
Oh, it's the Traveler and Paimon. What are you two doing back here?
I just gonna hope she doesn't have a panic attack over hearing that the doctor is back in town.
Hey, it's nice to see you again. Are you doing alright?
We're being pretty nonchalant about this, huh?
To be honest, I'm not doing too well. My Elazar has been progressing at a faster rate lately. I'm finding it harder to complete more intricate tasks. As a result, Master Tighnari is taking me off the patrol schedule. He will only allow me to stay here and coordinate other people's tasks.
Oh, Kale. Speaking of Tighnari, did he go off on patrol? We're here to talk to him.
Oh, Master Tighnari? He just left the Avidia Forest a little while ago. He was headed to Party's DI.
He left? But isn't Tighnari always saying
I
that
mean,
he
he
never
did go
wants
there
to
the other
leave
day for
Avidia
story
Forest?
quests for our
He
timeline.
even turned down the Sage's invitation.
I thought it was weird too. Master Tighnari always prioritizes his work as a forest watcher above everything. He almost never leaves his post. He left in a hurry this time though.
Probably caught wind, maybe.
No, I only found out that he left through a message he left behind. He also made sure to delegate all his tasks using a schedule. To leave in such a hurry? I'd guess he had something urgent to take care of. Master Tighnari originally studied in the Immorta Darshan of the Academia, and Partis DI is something like the Immorta's research base. Many rare shrubs and grasses have been planted there for research. I know that before he became a forest watcher, Master Tighnari once spent a long time conducting research at Partis DI.
A research base, huh? Gotta wonder what kind of research Tighnari just decided to work on all of a sudden. Oh, we don't have a lot of time, so let's go look for him at Party's DI.
Yeah, are we not gonna tell Kali anything? I mean, it might be better that we don't tell her.
Don't worry. I'm fine. I'm used to living with Elazar by now. If you run into Master Tighnari, please send him my regards.
Got it. Will do. See you later, Kale.
I had already made up my mind, to be honest with you, so I didn't try to hide my current condition. Don't worry about me. He'll be fine.
I hope that's not a flag. If that's a flag, I'm gonna be, this is gonna be painful. Okay, two things. one, she actually made it out, or two, the doctor purposefully, or Totori purposefully let her go, but she's like planted. She's a sleeper agent.
Wait! Look who it is! Thank goodness you're okay.
Wait, how would she know we're here
so
though?
Worried about you.
This is my question.
Hey, this was supposed to be a touching reunion, but you're ruining the
Hey,
moment.
we gotta cover our grounds, make sure we're
Actually,
safe.
it's very smart of the traveler to be wary of me right now. After all, the doctor has shown that his technology can apparently even control human minds. Plus, it's not like you could have known what happened after we split up and I was facing the doctor by myself. Even a pool of stagnant water after a torrential storm can occasionally pass as a patch of sky.
Paimon feels like only the real Nahida could come up with such an obscure analogy.
That is true, but we'll see.
Huh? But I wasn't trying to win your trust or anything. All I wanted was to clarify my point.
Well, we understand that point now. Please, Nahida, tell us more about what happened. Are those poor people alright?
When you left, I was still in the middle of restoring everyone's minds. Thankfully, when the doctor mentioned depositing information into the subconscious, he didn't mean engraving information into their minds. Instead, he did something closer to creating hallucinations. That was still within my power to fix. Luckily, I managed to finish my restorations and mind jump away from him just as he was about to capture me.
Wait, but then how do you get back Catherine's body? If
What a relief.
if that physical
The
body was
doctor sure
about to be
pulled
captured.
out some hidden cards, but good thing we had Nahida with us.
I wouldn't be relieved just yet. I gave away my true identity when I restored everyone's minds, which means we've lost another one of our trump cards. Also, the doctor is already an expert at modifying Akasha terminals. Maybe it's only a matter of time until he captures my consciousness inside the Akasha.
Would that mean you'd no longer be able to jump between minds? Then how do we stop him? He's still at the Academia, so it's possible he already started messing with the Akasha.
Yeah, gotta people run.
Ugh, it feels like he's toying with us. What a nasty piece of work. Plus, the doctor's combat ability alone is apparently enough to make him worthy of being number 2 of the Fatui.
We shouldn't give up hope just yet. Let's try to find another way to attack this problem.
Actually, Nahida, how did you know we were trying to get to Party's DI? Have you been waiting for us?
Yes, I have. I can see the traveler's elemental energy, so I deduced your destination by looking at the direction you were moving in.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing term. We'll keep this in mind.
You didn't come here for sightseeing, right? Did you find any leads?
We're looking for a scholar we know. His name is Tainari, and the sages once tried to reach out to him. Why don't you come inside with us and see what we can find?
Okay, let's just hope we won't get him into trouble.
I mean, no Tainari's okay with hiding secrets. Alright, before we do that though, I know I realized the party star is here, probably reset. So, let's just grab a few of these. I think I have enough for whichever character uses them, which is more than likely Nilo, because she was really into party stars. Not to mention it's probably one of only 2 collectibles that haven't had a character yet. Yeah, and speaking of collectibles, hopefully we make good enough progression in the desert area so I can start collecting the rest of Silent Candace's specialties, because I don't want to explore and some things beforehand. Oh, Hypatia's here. Oh, I don't see no Tainari. This might be a problem. Also, I don't see Akasha
Traveler?
or Karkara. I already forgot the name of the rune. The rune destroyer? I don't know the name.
It's Hypatia!
Ah, what a pleasant surprise! It's so nice to see the two of you again.
Who's this?
She's a scholar we met in the Avidia Forest. When when we last saw each other, she was still training in the, what's it called? Satyavada life?
Oh, I see.
That's right, we're old friends. You've come at just the right time. Ever since I've come here, hardly anyone has even talked to me.
It's nice to see such a happy, bubbly person.
You're way too excited about this. Actually, for you to leave the Avidia Forest means... you're not in training anymore? Wait, no. Did you already finish your training and reach Pariporna life?
What do you think? My
that's good.
consciousness has already managed to make contact with the divine.
You did it! Congratulations!
Okay, I'm guessing this is probably sus to Nahida, just because one, Nahida probably definitely did not reach out to her. So it's either she reached out to the Ermin Soul, which is connected to Rukkhadevata, or the Scarlet King reached out to her somehow. Which is even worse of a situation.
It's so exhilarating to share this sublime joy with others at long last! When my consciousness made contact with the gods. What a supreme and unparalleled experience that was!
That does not look... Oh,
That sounds incredible!
that does not look like a good expression.
Oh, alright. Actually, please wait. I haven't forgotten my promise to you. Remember? I promised to help you understand what you saw from Irminsul once I gained deeper insights.
Oh, we would like to know about that too.
My current self has not only gained true insight, but I can even help you establish a direct connection to the consciousness of the divine.
You can do that?
I've never heard of anything like that, but if you want to give it a try, I'll do my best to protect your consciousness during the process.
Hold on. I brought some spirit borneal with me. This is still a crucial part of the ceremony.
We're using that incense again?
We should be fine though, right?
All right now. Hold my hand. I'll help you establish a pathway to connect your consciousness.
Okay.
Alright, are we gonna get teleported again?
Ready?
Man, these camera angles are really like starting to creep me out. Oh yeah, that's trippy. Oh.
It took 3 betrayals for me to finally understand. The world is just an elaborate tapestry of lies.
Oh,
My fury
no way.
will never be quelled.
You're playing this now?
The first to betray me was a god. My creator. My mother. Valuing strength above all, she saw no worth in me and I was discarded. The second was a human. My family. My friend. Consumed by fear, he saw me as an abomination. The third was one exactly like me. A hope for the future. A fledgling barely out of the nest. Powerless before his mortality, he broke his promise to me. Humans, they can't be trusted. And the gods fill me with pure loathing. So I said good riddance. I denounce the world and laugh in its face. My chest will never again be defiled by worldly filth. I will scrub away every last trace of human emotion. Then it will be empty, a blank slate, and ready to receive a supreme gnosis, brimming with pure divinity. There is no need to fear. The pain will be brief. Your era is coming to an end.
I did not expect this is how they segue into this. That I didn't expect the god to be. Oh my. Oh my. Would it be ironic for me to just say this is like a oh my god moment? Like, bro. Yeah, this is so fucking good.
Did we actually just see the Balladier's memories? Everything matches what we know about him. But how is he connected to the divine consciousness that Hypatia was talking about?
You saw it, right? You felt it, right? Such a majestic god! Such a noble will! Such sublime emotion!
Oh god, the Fatui's creating a fucking cult.
Alas, shame. If only that which beats within my chest wasn't a filthy mortal heart. Oh, great and merciful God!
Okay,
Please
she's
grant
going
me
fucking
forgiveness and
crazy.
salvation.
Do you understand now? I'm afraid this is no periporno life, but rather...
Yeah, we gotta put some water on her face.
You! Why are you so mean to me? Why is everyone hiding from me?
Oh god, this is
I
getting
found
worse.
divine wisdom. Shouldn't I receive praise and honor? Haven't I uncovered that light in the darkness?
Hypatia?
Yeah, how is this even happening to begin
That's
with?
how I always thought everything should be. Wait. Have I already lost my mind?
Oh, true. She did say a lot of people that went down this path did go nutso. At least she's aware of it.
Wait, something isn't right.
Oh god, are we surrounded? Oh god, it's this cutscene? Oh no. Oh. Bro, so much shit just happened in the past half hour. What the fuck?
Okay, we finally lost him.
Where the fuck did Tarnari come from? I'm guessing he must have came out from somewhere and rescued us, and now we're on the run.
Are you okay, Nahida? Wait, no. Something feels
Oh, she
different.
possessed us instead for a moment.
Back!
Oh, the Traveler's back?
Nahida was controlling your body for a while. It seemed like she jumped over to you as an emergency measure right before the Katheryine puppet was destroyed.
Okay, so that means no more Katheryine in Sumeru for a while.
After that, Tainari heard the commotion and came over. He helped us defeat the mercenaries and then he ran with us all the way here. What? You swapped places? You mean your consciousness also went into Nahida's body? Wait, then where is Nahida's consciousness? Where is she now?
I never imagined that an individual's consciousness could be transferred around like this. Had I not seen it with my own eyes, I would have never believed it. I don't think this can be achieved with current human technology.
Also, while we were running, the consciousness in your body told me to pass on a message. She said, "The doctor has found a way to trap my consciousness, so I can't journey with you anymore. But even in a moonless night, a shower of starlight can still drown out illusions and lies."
Oh no! Nahida's trapped in the sanctuary of Sumeru for good this time. Was that message all she left for us? It's pretty vague. Oh, that makes sense. Since the doctor captured her, she won't be able to say anything without him knowing. She's being extra careful. Even in a moonless night, a shower of starlight can still drown out illusions and lies. Huh. Paimon knows the moon illusions and lies are from the alchemical divination at the Sumeru's festival. Didn't Nahida use a starlight analogy before? It had something to do with Sataria.
Alright, I'm gonna pick this.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Huh. Do you think Nahida was telling us to go find help in the desert? But she isn't with us anymore. Think we'll be okay?
We've been in tough situations just as this. We'll make it through.
Paimon, you said Sanctuary of Sumeru. Does this mean that this Nahida you're talking about, the consciousness who was occupying the traveler's body, is the Dendro Archon?
Your guess is correct, but the situation's a bit complicated, so it's really hard for us to explain right now.
That's all right. A scholar's curiosity doesn't need to be appeased right away. As for the complicated nature of the situation, safe to say I have witnessed that for myself. I've spent some time with you, and it looks like the Dendro Archon's also on your side, so I trust you.
Thank you, Tighnari. Oh, actually, we came here to ask you a question. What do you know about the project that the sages have been working on?
Ah, that. While I was indeed invited to join that project, the sages were always secretive about its scope and goals, so I eventually declined. All I know is that that project has something to do with the restoration of Irminsul.
Huh? Did you see something when you were in Nahida's body? What?
Do you have any evidence? So that's what happened. That explains why Hypatia's symptoms were different from those of the other scholars who went mad. It's because she made contact with the consciousness of a new god who is still in the process of being born.
This is like Teyvat history in the making, like actually seeing the birth of a god. Besides that, one other thing that bothers me, shouldn't we run a bit farther because we're still right next to the previous area?
Tighnari, did you leave the Avidia Forest because of Hypatia?
I did. I noticed Hypatia's mental anomalies, but since her symptoms were rather atypical, I secretly took her to Pardis Dii and began searching for a way to return her to her normal self. If I didn't take action, Hypatia would have already been taken by the Matra to the desert, doomed to a life of exile at Aru village. Now that you mention it, I knew the Academia has never thought particularly highly of Lesser Lord Kusanali, but I still didn't expect them to do something as arrogant as creating a new god. Looks like I made the right decision by not accepting their invitation.
Up to Fatui doing their plans again.
Doctor and the Balladeer. We have 2 Fatui Harbingers in Sumeru. Sounds like we're in for a bad time.
Indeed.
From your description,
prepare for double.
I don't think they've completed their project. There may still be room for us to intervene. But then, what is the connection between creating a new god and restoring Irminsul?
Yeah, it feels like we're still nowhere close to figuring out the sage's goals. Right, we've pretty much gone over everything we need to know, so we should head out. How about you, Tighnari? What are you going to do?
I'll stay here for now. I still want to try a few more things to help Hypatia. If you're planning to go into the desert, start by heading for Caravan Rabat. That'll be your fastest route. Come find me here if there's anything else I can do to help. May the spirit of wisdom go with you.
Thanks, Tighnari. Hopefully Hypatia will feel better soon. We're off then.
The god gazes back. Alright, I'm gonna backtrack here. One, to pick up the potty stars, and two, to actually see if any NPCs are left here. Do I even want to talk to the NPCs? What are they gonna even say? Okay, so NPCs still act normal, so... Alright, do we see anything up here? Nope, everything's been cleaned out. Alright. Is Tighnari here? No. Oh. There's Karkata. Karkata is your name, right? Yeah, okay, I remembered. Okay, but where's Tighnari? Tighnari. I don't know if Tighnari's actually still here. Not. Anyways, time to teleport. Alright, I think this is my first time actually exploring this place. Remember I ran through here last time just to get the TP point.
We finally made it to Caravan Reebok. It's pretty lively here. So, just past this wall is the desert, huh? Oh, wow. Paimon remembers hearing people call this the Wall of Samiel. It's made to block sandstorms from the outside. Oh, if it's this tall, it's gotta be the divine work of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, right?
It's quite the wall.
Enough gawking. Come on, follow me.
Oh, and he just comes out of fucking nowhere. Bruh.
Over here.
Alright, just go along.
Oh, Hatham went that way! Let's hurry up and follow him. Wonder what he's up to.
Did not expect him to come out of nowhere. Like, shit. Alright, what have you been up to in the past however long? Oh, Daramites have been trailing.
What the? Where did he go? How did we lose them? They were just here a second ago.
More Eremite mercenaries? Who are they working for this time? Anyway, Traveler, it seems like we were being followed again.
You were too careless. You should have noticed those hopeless amateurs trailing you a long time ago. There's no need to thank me. I've never cared to keep track of personal favors. All I did was correct a mistake I happened to come across. It's a habit I developed at the Academia.
You really gave Paimon a scare, Alhaitham. We never thought we'd run into you here. Last time we met at Port Ormos, didn't you say you were going back to the Academia? Wait, don't tell Paimon that you're here to take us back on their orders!
Oh, so you've already landed yourselves on the Academia's hit list. I can't say that I didn't expect it. However, had I wished to turn you over to the Academia, don't you think you'd already be the Eremites' honored guests by now?
Maybe this is a long con.
Right, you do have a point.
Oh yeah, he probably has info on that.
I have no interest in running errands for that project. As a scholar, I've always belonged to the camp that promotes researcher autonomy. And these days, you're more fascinating than anything the sages can offer. Not quite. To tell you the truth, I'm still investigating the Divine Knowledge Capsule. Unfortunately, I've run into some difficulties. Everyone says the capsule originated in the desert and was eventually moved to Port Ormos. If I am to get to the bottom of this, I must understand how the capsule first came to be. Which brings me back to you, and why you're so interesting. The leader of Ainul Ahmar used the Divine Knowledge Capsule right in front of you, and upon seeing him, your expression became perplexed, and you were lost in thought for quite some time. To have that kind of reaction, I think you must have realized something. Are you interested at all in sharing what you've been hiding from me?
And what you've been hiding from us also? You freaking sneaked off with the capsule.
Alhaitham, you really have a ridiculous eye for detail. What kind of person even notices or remembers stuff like that?
That's a researcher for. I'm still a bit suspicious of him, but we're in desperate times right now.
So that's your answer. Well, I do work for the Academia after all. So considering that, it is indeed wise to keep your cards close to your chest. But that does prove you do have some undisclosed information about the Divine Knowledge Capsule. Am I right?
Not that much.
No matter. Rather than simply learning the answers from you, I'd still prefer to investigate on my own. Speaking of, you two are also headed to the desert?
That's right! We have the same plan as you! But we don't really have any concrete goals at the moment.
Then I'd suggest starting with Aru Village. It's the largest settlement in the desert, so it'll probably have more resources and intel than anywhere else. Well, would you like to head there together?
Which of a choice do we?
It's always better to travel with someone you know. Let's go!
I've never talked to NPCs here. I feel like half of them are gonna give me stuff. Maybe at some point I'll go back and talk to all of them, but for now we get our plan to action. So Aru Village we go.
Before us lies Aru Village, the safe haven of the desert folk.
Whoa, this landscape is really something else. What a cool place! Let's go check it out!
Oh, cutscene time. I know what's coming up. Sino time, baby. Right? It's gotta be Sino, right?
Wow!
There's a lack of sound effects.
Sino. Unless my memory fails me, we have barely spoken 2 words to each other before now at the Academia. Would you care to enlighten me as to when and how I invited the General Mahamatra's wrath?
Alhaitham, do not think you can escape my judgment just because you managed to escape my attack.
Judgment? So that's how you'd characterize your actions here, is it? Or would elimination perhaps be a more accurate description?
Had I used my full strength, not even this traveler would have been able to stop me.
Yeah, sure, buddy.
Though styled like an assassination, I sought only to ensure that my target would be unable to flee or resist. Standard practice for the Matra, as well you know.
Seemed to me more like your own personal touch.
Who is that, Alhaitham? Did you call him General Mahamatra?
Yes. General Mahamatra Sino, head of all the Matra at the Academia. He's a formidable hunter, and the ultimate nightmare for any who have committed academic crimes.
You seem to have placed a lot of trust in Alhaitham, to the point of blocking an attack for him. If I were you, I'd never choose to side with him. I wouldn't believe a single word that comes out of his mouth. I have been pursuing this scribe for a long time. I urge you, stand back and do not seek to defend him any longer. Otherwise, there will be consequences.
Yeah, we need the help.
Has Alhaitham done done something wrong? Paimon doesn't think he's as bad as you've made him out to be.
I won't waste my breath explaining things. Al-Haytham. I saw it during our fight. Take it out. The divine knowledge capsule you're hiding on your person. Unless you want me to retrieve it for myself.
Very perceptive of you. Nothing escapes Amatra's senses.
Wait, the divine knowledge capsule? Didn't it fall into the Matra's hands in Port Ormos?
No wonder you speak with such confidence, Sino. But I must admit, I'm very curious. What does this capsule mean to you? And why, as General Mahamatra of the Academia, are you all alone in the desert? As far as I'm aware, the other Matra have been speculating about your disappearance. Have you been given a mission that's, let's say, morally dubious? If I was the real target of your mission, what was stopping you from simply using your authority and resources to judge me within the walls of the Academia?
Yeah, the
I should
person
have
sets
known
one
you'd
as
be
a-
difficult to deal with.
You two! Ugh! What should we do, Traveler? Paimon feels like we can't trust either of them!
Ahem. Well, look at you two, acting all tough and self-righteous over there.
And we have the whole gang.
Wait, Dia?
Alright, let's just hope we're on the same side, right?
Finally, someone that we can trust! You gotta help us out here, otherwise these two are gonna start fighting again!
Yeah, sure looks that way. Two giants from the Academia duking it out once and for all. Not something you get to see every day, that's for sure. Listen, I know you academic types love to fill up your big brains with self-righteous morality and lord your empty rules and virtues over each other. But how dare you bring your petty disputes into the safe haven of Aru Village? It seems like someone's gonna have to beat some sense into your thick skulls until you finally learn to respect these grounds. Hey, did either of you hear a word I just said?
We're having a standoff.
Whoa, what's going on? The wind's so strong! Is this a sandstorm? Paimon's gonna get blown away!
Another sandstorm? What's up with these recently?
Oh, there's Candace.
Hey! All of you, over here, quickly! We have to take cover!
Someone's calling for us! Oh, this wind is too strong! Let's get over there!
That sounded like Candace. Come on, you two. Jeez, are all of you Academia folks such hard work? Move it!
All right, stop yelling.
Oh, hello, Zaire. I was gonna try and pronounce your whole username, but I don't want to butcher it, so I'll just call you Zaire. If that's okay. Hello. Caught me in the middle of the Sumeru Archon quest, probably in a not so good point if it's spoilers for you. You gave up on it? Ah, I see. Well, that's okay. I mean, sometimes just playing it's just not for the person, but you know, even if you don't play the game, you can still keep up with it by other means. But yeah. Oh, well, let me ask, like, how long ago was it that you tried to get into it? Because I know that there were some periods during the game where things weren't as exciting. Or free rewards? Yeah, it's the 2nd year anniversary, so there's a few freebies here and there.
Well, this is pretty awkward. Hey, wanna play sardines with 3 people who wanna tear each other limb from limb? Sure, why not? Sounds fun. The air is so thick and heavy. Paimon can hardly keep floating anymore.
My sincere apologies, everyone. This is the home of our village chief. I will have to ask you to make do with this small room until the sandstorm dies down. Please, let me introduce myself. I am Candace, protector of Aru Village.
Our savior has come at last! Nice to meet you, Candace. The name's Paimon. Thank you so much for helping us.
900 gems sounds about right. That's there should be 1,200 from the anniversary reward so far, and then another few hundred from the maintenance for the update, and then I don't know whether Primogem rewards they front in there, but I mean, it depends. It's like, if you see a character you like, pull for them. If you don't, if you're still indecisive about it, it doesn't hurt to save and just wait long.
There's no need to thank me. It's only right to help each other when the weather gets rough.
Wow, she's so gentle and caring, like a nice older sister. Unlike those guys over there.
All right. Now that we're all better acquainted, we should return to the topic at hand.
Okay, I don't want to be the one to burst your bubble, but for lore reasons, Venti is, Venti's body type is technically ambiguous, but I think most people in the community generalize Venti as a male because, yeah, I don't know how far you are into the story, but the model he's based off of, the original person, was a guy, so most of us generalize him as a guy. But don't feel bad. I think a lot of people, when they first started playing the game, also fought the same way. Yeah, don't feel bad about it, but you know, now you know.
As a guardian charged with the responsibility to protect my fellow villagers from harm, I was observing your conflict from afar, even before the
I hope that
sandstorm
doesn't put a
started.
damper on your thoughts about rolling for Venti. You gotta do your temple? Well, I wish you good luck on whatever you get.
And now that you have set foot within our village itself, it is all the more my responsibility to make absolutely sure that you pose no threat whatsoever to us. So please, have an honest and sincere conversation with one another, and put your hostile feelings to rest.
If you got, okay, so a gold means there's a 5-star item in that temple. So considering you came back, I don't know if you already have been building up your pity counter, and this just happens to be the count or the temple that gets you your 5-star character, or you got super duper lucky, and I should be happy and mad at the same time that just happened. You got a weapon? Wait, what banner did you roll on? For you? Wait, is the 5-star weapon or 5-star item the weapon, or you just happen to also get a weapon during that? Okay, so you probably did your first ever temple, but like what banner was it on? Because for you to go weapon, it either has to have been on the standard banner, the weapon banner, or the well banner. That's like the beginner banner, which I don't even know if that gives a weapon.
If anyone dares to start anything again while they are under this roof, I will not hesitate to send them out for some quality time with the creatures of the sandstorm.
Okay, well here's the thing. If you pulled on the character banner, it's impossible to get 5-star weapons on the character banner, so either you didn't actually pull on the Venti banner, or you just took what item you got as the actual 5-star item.
Oh! On second thought, Paimon may have misjudged Candace's character.
And that goes for you too, Miss Dia. Do I make myself clear?
Yeah. Restart
Alright,
then. So what did you end up
got it,
getting if you saw gold? Or were you just saying in general?
That's what I like to hear. So, which of you will begin?
I was supposed to be a mediator, but I might have gotten a little too involved just now. Anyway, one of those two should probably start talking.
Wait, that was you trying to be a mediator?
I have nothing to hide, so there's no shame in explaining myself. While Alhaitham wasn't wrong about the other Matra not knowing my whereabouts, it's not because I've been assigned a morally dubious mission. Rather, I've chosen to exile myself.
That's cool. I mean, I'm a bit jealous because I've been playing for 2 years and I still don't have a Kaching. Or Kaching in my party roster. She's a okay starter character. And you know, for a person like me, I really like Keqing's character aesthetics and all that.
Huh? Exile yourself?
A little while ago, I discovered that there was data missing in the Academia's project planning and development files. What little they did report clearly did not match the project's actual progress. As General Mahamatra, I had the responsibility and authority to request an audit. However, to my surprise, the person responsible for the erroneous data was none other than Grand Sage Azar himself. I tried to investigate the issue myself before submitting a formal audit request, but I soon found that all leads and potential pieces of incriminating evidence were carefully concealed from me. I began to realize that they were cautious of me from the very beginning. Unsurprisingly, the Grand Sage rejected my audit request as soon as the submission reached his desk. He even said to me, "The power of the General Mahamatra is granted by the sages. You have no right to judge us."
So
Oh,
they
you
really are up to no
Did you get them in the same temple?
I
Or
realized
did you
then
do
that
more
to the
pulls
Grand
after?
Sage,
And you
the
got that
Matra
from
are
that?
nothing more than tools for the sages to assert and maintain their control over knowledge.
Yes, to same temple. Most people will be mad that other people are getting good luck, but since you're a newer player, I say good for you, because that is hella lucky. But it's a really good thing, you know. You save on your primo gems, and you got a nice roster to start off with. How do you add people? I think not. I don't know if you need to be a certain level, but if you hit escape, there should be a friends thing. I think there should be a friends tab, and then you put someone's UID in it. It also depends on what server you're on. You have to be on the same server in order to add people. So for example, for me, my UID is in the bottom. If you're on the same server, you can type in my number and add me if you really wanted to. To tell what server people are on, it's indicated by the first number. Okay. Yeah, I mean, who knows? It's bound to get longer. If the game gradually gets more and more players, they might have to extend the numbers, who knows, but... Okay, judging from your UID, since it begins with a 6, that means you're on the America server, so we're on the same server, which you can add me.
The vows that we took, the principles that we strive to uphold, they are meaningless to the academia of today.
Okay, well at least Sino is pretty upfront about it. Not too many misunderstandings there. I won't be able to add you right now because I'm in the middle of a quest, so until I get out of my dialogues, then I can add you, but you can always just add me right away since you see my UID.
I believed it would be wise to flee the academia before the sages had a chance to take action against me. This way, they can no longer see nor predict my actions. I will never give up on this investigation. There's no need for someone else to give me power or authority. Once I find the truth, I will administer judgment by my own name.
Sino seems to have the same goal as us. We're all investigating the sages. Plus, now that he's no longer the General Mahamatra, he somehow feels a lot less scary. Well, Sino, if that's your story, then why did you see Alhaitham as a target?
When I was investigating the matter in the academia, I overheard a conversation between Alhaitham and a sage. The sages asked you to investigate a blonde-haired traveler. Do you dispute this, Alhaitham?
What?
Like many parts of the project, this assignment was undocumented. Now throw in your suspicious behavior with the Divine Knowledge Capsule, and I think we deserve an explanation.
Yes. I was indeed tasked with investigating the Traveler.
Alhaitham!
After all, the promised reward was so great that hardly any scholar could have refused. The sage told me, once you've completed this assignment, I can give you a glimpse of divine knowledge.
Yeah, that's a free.
The
That's
most enticing offer.
and probably bait.
Unfortunately, those academics don't know me at all. Their words contained one key piece of information, namely that divine knowledge indeed exists. That gave me all I needed to know. From my perspective, the sages are far from trustworthy. Think about it. Isn't it a little strange they're so willing to share divine knowledge with anyone, even as a reward? So, I began my own investigation following the lead of the divine knowledge capsule. In the end,
like I said,
I
I've been
realized
playing,
my wisdom
I've
in
been
committing
playing
to
since the
this rather
start,
than
so
collaborating with the sages.
I'm at the max level for a few months now. It might seem impressive, but if you play for a while, it's not as great as a achievement as you might think it is. It's only in the beginning that adventure rank seems like an important thing, just because it's tied into unlocking stuff in the game. But once you get past a certain AR rank, it doesn't really matter anymore. It's just like a little memorial to how long you've invested into the game. You have a lot of character. Yeah, I mean, if you played for a while and you spend properly and you get lucky, you're bound to have a good amount of characters.
Had I been less guarded, I probably would have ended up like that Ainul Ahmar mercenary, incapable of remaining sane for long enough to hold a conversation.
You mean that the sages originally planned to dispose of you, using one of those capsules that drive people insane?
I'd already given up on the assignment by then. I only told the Academia I was waiting in Port Ormos for you to appear so they wouldn't suspect anything. So it came as quite a surprise when I encountered my erstwhile target while investigating the Divine Knowledge Capsule.
Criminals do love to talk about coincidences.
Even though I ran into the Traveler by chance, I had no intention of providing assistance to the Academia. Also, you should remember, you were the ones who decided to follow me and strike up a conversation after I left that tavern.
And that is true, we were the ones that engaged them after.
That's true. Al-Haytham helped us out at Caravan Rebat as well. Maybe he's telling the truth.
I'm willing to apologize, if that's worth anything to you. I took the Divine Knowledge Capsule behind your back because I judged its existence to be a significant risk. I felt that it would be best for no one to interact with it before it had been properly studied. After all, curiosity often proves to be the most dangerous thing in this land.
Yeah, Sayu is definitely an interesting playstyle. As someone that runs around, I think for anyone that likes exploring, Sayu is definitely worth having on your team just to ease on the distance.
You should be well aware, Scribe Al-Haytham, that curiosity can also lead you to danger and suspicion. Answer me this. Did the sages share any information about their project with you?
Have I not made myself clear? You and I are both distrusted by the Academia. Do you really think they would tell me anything?
Fine. Although you haven't completely proven your innocence, I won't regard you as an enemy, for now.
As you wish.
Good. I'm glad to see you two clearing up your misunderstandings. And now you, Dia. I believe it's your turn.
Yeah, why are you here?
Sorry. Whatever the boys were talking about must have been so boring that I spaced out.
Of course.
My situation is pretty straightforward. My employer, Dunyarzad of the Homayani family, is friends with the Traveler and is currently recovering from her illness at home. I had nothing going on, so I decided to return to Aru village for a visit. I was actually looking forward to a pretty exciting time getting back together with everyone here. But then I saw these two random guys in the middle of a pointless argument. It ticked me off, and things went downhill from there.
Is that all? Well, I will admit that definitely sounds like your style. In that case, welcome back, Dia.
For a level 5 account, yes, that would be lucky. You see, back in the beginning of the game, people would spend hours to days re-rolling their accounts to probably get anything close to what you got. So yes, you are an extremely lucky person. You're probably within less than 1% of people that have gotten that lucky at the start of their account. Why she has human ears and cat ears? I guess that's the direction they went with her biology, I suppose. It's either one or the other, but you know, in this game they decided to go with both, so they went with both.
That's more like it. I missed you all so much, Candace.
Yeah, it's okay. It might not be too rare for people to get double 5 stars, but for people to get it at the very start of the game from one singular temple, or like the very first temple, yes, it is very, very rare. Oh, that did not sound like it.
Whoa! What was that sound?
No need to worry. Now that you're no longer at each other's throats, please make yourselves at home. I'll take a quick trip outside to clear out some of those creatures in the sandstorm.
Creatures? In the sandstorm? Are you sure you don't want some backup?
Fighting in a sandstorm is not for the faint-hearted. Anyone without extensive training in these conditions is at a disadvantage. You needn't worry.
Yeah, just leave him to Candace. Don't worry, she's as tough as they come.
Why does Venti have green hair at the bottom?
That means the sandstorm's over,
It's
right?
it's part aesthetic for the character, and there is technically another reason, but I won't explain it until, you know, I think it's something you should find out when you're playing for the story, and you'll notice you'll probably notice why. It's just a common thematic for some characters. That's all I'll say.
Candace
It's cool.
still isn't
Yeah,
back
it's
yet, though.
definitely a nice touch.
Is she alright? Maybe we should go out and check on her.
When you put it that way, even I'm starting to feel a little worried. All right, let's go. We've been here long enough, and the boys are as chatty as the floor.
Alright. Yeah, we got stuck in that conversation for a bit. I wonder how much longer this Archon quest is. I was told it's like 3 to 4 hours long, so I wonder if we're only at the halfway point. I doubt it. We're probably past halfway, but... Oh, you sent me the right thing. Alright. You're lucky, you think? Yes, you are indeed lucky, my friend. Also, I noticed that your username is Rai. Would you rather prefer me address you as Rai, or just call you Zaire? Like your Twitch name? Rift Towns.
Oh, Candace, you're still fighting? You've been out here dealing with these creatures the entire time?
Okay, I'll just call you Rai then. Hopefully I'll remember that. I mean, I should
Yes.
remember that.
They just keep coming in waves. I've lost count of how many I've defeated. Before I realized it, even the sandstorm had stopped.
Sure, I could take a look at it in a bit. I'm just trying to make progress in the story.
Ah, here comes another wave!
Leave this round to us. I got interrupted earlier, but now I have something to take my anger out on.
It's been quite a while since I've seen the Flame Mane in action. I'll leave these to you then.
I'll be sure to put on a good show. Let's go!
Let me scroll. It's over! Here comes another wave! When are they ever gonna let up? Delve into destiny. Fate is upon you. Come on out! I'm out of here! The creature stopped appearing. Was that the last of them?
Is Venti good for exploring? Yes. Back in the
What we
early
fought
days.
just now was probably the aftermath of the sandstorm.
Back in the early days,
So we should be
people
safe
that
for the
didn't
time
get
being.
Venti were really salty because Venti made climbing a bit, not even a bit easier. He made it a lot easier back then. You know, just having a head start with his E ability was enough to, you know, was just enough to make exploration seem like a cakewalk back then.
Well fought, everyone. No injuries, I hope.
Oh, is that the chief?
Huh? Who are you?
Ah, My apologies. I haven't had a chance to greet you yet. I had my hands full taking care of the village's elderly and children. I am the chief of Aru village. Everyone usually calls me Uncle Anpu.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've caused a commotion.
Sir, I am also originally from the desert, but I have not been back for some time now. May I ask if such sandstorms are common?
I can't say they've always been common, but recently the storms have become increasingly severe and frequent. Besides sandstorms, we also occasionally get earthquakes. According to an investigator who stayed in the village a while ago, these unusual natural phenomena are related to the withering of Irminsul.
Another effect of Irminsul's withering. So, Irminsul's withering causes withering zones in the forest, and sandstorms and earthquakes here in the desert?
Everything in the natural world is inextricably connected to Irminsul. These regional symptoms can indeed be a reflection of Irminsul's present state.
Everyone in Aru village needs to take good care of themselves. Speaking of which, why haven't I seen a single village keeper since I got here?
Village keeper? Who are they? Village guards like Candace?
Does your curiosity know no bounds? Village Keeper is how Aru village refers to mad scholars exiled here by the Academia. Most of them are scholars who lost their sanity after a period of training in the Avidia forest.
Oh, like Apasia.
The Academia believes that their crazed mutterings may have a negative effect on the psyches of other scholars. So, they're forcibly exiled to the desert.
Alas, that's exactly what we've been trying to investigate. One by one, the village keepers have been mysteriously disappearing without a trace. But no one in the village has ever seen them leave. If you're planning to stay around the village for the next few days, I'd appreciate it if you could keep an eye out for them.
I've had encounters with those people in the past. I'll see what I can do to help.
The Matra are the ones responsible for their exile. Now that you're no longer with them, are you trying to alleviate your guilt and atone for your
Damn, I
past
hate him
sins?
not pulling it back his punches.
I'm fascinated by how you think.
Mock me if you will, but if you are guilty, I will eliminate you, regardless of my position or identity.
Oh, you're the former General Mahamatra. You must be an expert in these kinds of investigations. Thank you for your help.
Is it because you're reminded of Hypatia? Oh, these poor scholars. First they lose their sanity, now this! We need to help get them back home, safe and sound. But, is it really a good idea to tag along with Sino? You seem like you really don't trust him.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity to learn about him.
I'll be grateful for the assistance. No doubt you will do a better job than some of my former subordinates. Let's start by finding a spot to share what we know so far.
Wait, are we not going to tell them at all about all the stuff that's been happening? I guess not. Are you still gonna look? Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, let's see. Hey, already level 6. Alright, you got Sayu, that's fine. Sayu was on the banner. Amber was given free. Oh, you picked Lumi Traveler. Yeah, looking pretty good. It's a good starting roster. Definitely still somewhat jealous that you have a Kaching before I do, but you know, one day. No, that's fine. Don't worry about me. You play who you want to play. Don't worry about that.
Although I've sent myself into exile, I'm still doing essentially the same things as before. Do you still have any questions for me before we start our investigation? One of my former subordinates told me that this title has its origins in a strange incident.
Thanks. Although the only ways for me to get her is either losing the 50-50, which is technically not good for my savings, or roll her in the standard banner, which is probably the more preferable way that I'll get her, but, you know, we'll see how I end up getting her.
The Academia has long exiled mad scholars to Aru Village. A mysterious phenomenon exists here. When mad scholars first arrive, they are as incoherent and deranged as before. But after spending some time here, they invariably begin to calm down. Initially, the people of Aru Village greatly resented having to take in the mad scholars. But a strange incident one night changed that. Aru Village was struck by the strongest earthquake in living memory. Seeing buildings on the verge of collapse all around him,
Well, it's
the
kind
then
of
chief
hot.
of the village was
they just made him
preparing
like
to take
that. He's
everyone
built
to
different.
safety. Suddenly, he noticed a mad scholar crouching in a corner, caressing the ground with his hands. A soft, green light radiated from him, like a divine glow against the backdrop of night. Despite the powerful tremors that ripped through the ground that night, all the houses remained upright, almost as if they had grown roots reaching deep into the ground. In the end, not a single building collapsed, and no one was hurt. After that, the people of Aru Village treated the mad scholars with greater kindness, and began to refer to them as the Village Keepers.
The soft green light? A mad scholar protecting Aru Village? What do you make of it, Traveler?
Maybe she was possessing someone.
Paimon thinks so too. Actually, Sino, do you know if any of the mad scholars continued to wear their Akasha terminals at Aru Village?
In theory, they would continue wearing them so the Academia could still monitor their activities. With that said, the main Akasha system would no longer have any interaction with them.
Oh, no wonder! Everything makes sense then! Add in the fact that they calmed down, it was probably Nahida who calmed them.
If you are able to draw a conclusion from this one story alone, then it appears you possess much more information than I do. So, what do you make of the story? Really? Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Oh yeah, how does he feel about
You
it?
don't believe us? Lesser Lord Kusanali was definitely using the Akasha to give her power to the mad scholars!
No, it's not so much that I don't believe you. I'm just struck by your reasoning. Lesser Lord Kusanali, the current Dendro Archon. Is she really active in Sumeru?
As much as she can
The
be.
Academia has always placed far greater importance on the late Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. They've more or less ignored Lesser Lord Kusanali, and I've never had any reason to doubt their views. In addition, I've never heard any stories about Lesser Lord Kusanali and her deeds. To me, she might as well have been a god that never existed.
No way! Nahida definitely exists! She's a... how should Paimon put it? She's a good Archon who's kind and wise, even if she says weird stuff sometimes.
I've spent many years interrogating criminals, so I can easily tell when someone is lying.
Good! Then you should know that we're telling the truth!
Okay, I'll tell you now, yeah, this conversation is probably... It's technically spoiling a lot of stuff that happens in the future because you're not here yet, but a lot of it doesn't make sense because you don't have the context to it. But I guess I could explain Archons, that's not too spoilerish. Okay, so the Archons are the current ruling god for each of the 7 regions of Teyvat. That's the basic terms of it. There's obviously more to it, but I think that's all that needs to be said. So yeah, currently, since you're starting the game, you're currently in the region of Mondstadt, which is ruled by the Animal Archon.
That look in your eyes. I've never seen that from a liar. You two really must have met
Okay.
Lesser Lord
Now,
Kusanagi.
the identities of the Archon, obviously for the regions that are not out yet, we don't really know their true identities. Sure, there might be some name drops, but that's as far as we'll get. For the regions that are currently out, it depends on the region. Some regions are directly ruled by their Archons, some of them kind of leave them to do their own thing, and then some of them do like half and half. So currently in your... Well, who are the current Archons? Th this is stuff that gets explained in the story. I don't know if I want to spoil it for you, because you'll eventually find out on your own. But if you really want to know, then I'll tell you.
How can this be? To think, our Archon has been amongst us this entire time.
Okay, I'll tell you the Archon that is at least that actually does not purposefully hide their identity. So, as far as the 4 regions that are out right now, the only region that has been directly under the rule of their Archon and has made actual appearances would technically be the Raiden Shogun of Inazuma, which is deferred. I think you can see her in my party if you really want to know how she looks like.
Alright, now it's our turn to put our skills to good use for this investigation. But easier said than done, especially since we don't have any leads. Maybe we can start by knocking on some doors.
I mean, you can check my profile. She's probably one of the characters listed on there.
Excuse me, are you here to help me find my grandpa?
Oh, is his grandpa a mad scholar?
Huh? Who are you?
Or not a mad scholar,
By the
village
sounds
keeper.
of it, a resident of this village.
My name is Isak. You'll help me find my grandpa, right?
Is your grandpa a mad scholar?
Hey, don't say that. Grandpa is just Grandpa. Why do you have to call him that?
Yeah, I was gonna say, just call him a
It's not
village
like he's
keeper.
a bad person or anything.
The person you're referring to is not a local, yet you are. Why do you call him Grandpa?
Grandpa is just Grandpa. He's my family. I heard everything you said to the village chief. Please, you gotta take me with you. I want to find my grandpa. I swear I'll help. I won't be a nuisance.
Ah, so you're the one who was eavesdropping on us around the village chief's house. I was planning to go out and take care of whoever it was, but I had a vague feeling that they didn't harbor any ill intent.
Whoa. Hatham wasn't kidding about Matra having sharp senses. Sino, he's just a kid. All he wants is to find his grandpa. Let's find a way to help him.
Sorry, I was only listening in because I wanted to know where Grandpa went. Honest. If you don't believe me, you can ask Miss Candace.
All right. But first, let's confirm the facts with Candace.
Oh, she's up above. I was supposed to go back down. Back into the house we go. Oh wait, is this? Wait, never mind. This is a different house. I think.
Sino is super vigilant. Is this what all the Matra are like?
As a general, he probably requires.
You're back already.
We just wanted to confirm something with you. Do you know a boy by the name of Isak?
I had a feeling he'd go looking for you.
Huh? You knew this would happen?
Yes. Although he tried his best to stay hidden, I still noticed him eavesdropping outside the window. He really wants to get his grandfather back. Isak's parents were both Eremite mercenaries who rarely returned to the village after finding employment in the city. He was raised by his grandfather. Unfortunately, It was only a few years before his grandpa passed away. Isak was still very young at the time, so various families in the village took turns caring for him so he could survive. Later, an elderly mad scholar arrived at the village. Isak thought the scholar bore a striking resemblance to his grandfather, and thus often spied on the man. However, the scholar was unkempt in appearance and incoherent in speech. Although Isak referred to the man as his grandpa, he was afraid and didn't dare to approach him. One summer night, the oft mumbling and bumbling grandpa suddenly calmed down and seemed to become more lucid. He even noticed Isak hiding in the distance. So Grandpa walked up to Isak and patted him on the head. He even took Isak to the entrance of the village, where he patiently taught the boy the names of the stars, and accompanied Isak until he fell asleep. The next morning, Isak woke up and wanted to go find his grandpa again, only to realize his grandpa no longer recognized him. However, even so, Grandpa retained his calm expression. It's said that those who saw the scholar claimed he no longer appeared to be crazy, but appeared to be living in his own world, almost as if he were sleepwalking. Isak was thrilled that his grandpa was able to find peace,
guessing that's
and would
Lessador
follow him
Kusanali
all the
possessing
time,
the
asking him things like,
scholar
Grandpa,
and acting as a
want me
grandpa.
to take you somewhere fun? Or, Grandpa, could you tell me stories about the stars again?
The Archon that I was talking about, that I used the example of Raiden Shogun. She has purple hair. Yeah, the reason why Candace and Sino look like they're from Egypt is because the current region we're on takes a lot of inspiration from the Middle East.
All this somehow just makes Paimon feel really sad. It seems like they both deserve so much better.
Perhaps. Nearly everyone who lives in the desert has some form of hardship or regret. But even so, we must still continue on with our lives. It's also my reason for fighting. I must continue to protect this land.
Maybe the people have always had a considerate god watching over them.
Huh? What did you say, Sino?
No, nothing. As long as Isak keeps his word and doesn't get in our way, we can take him along.
Perhaps you are more compassionate than I gave you credit for. Please accept my thanks on Isak's behalf, Sino.
Hey, Isak!
Oh, it's you guys!
Wait, do what? What was it that she did that that made the comparison? If you talk about their idol animation, everyone has a different idol animation. I think it's a coincidence that the two of them have a similar idol animation. I don't know what every character's idol animation are, but I want to say it's a coincidence. Well, I mean, all the playable characters are able to manipulate obviously their specific elements, so I wouldn't say it's too surprising, but I guess the way they manipulate it is different, so I want to say it's a coincidence, but at the same time I also want to say maybe not. I honestly don't know, because I've never really heard people talk about comparing the idol animations of characters that much.
We've cleared everything up! Let's go find your grandpa!
Really? Wow! Thank you so much!
Do they know each other? Maybe, kind of. At a very, I want to say on a somewhat shallow level, that's all I'll say. If you ever really want to know if characters know each other, in the character profiles, there are voice lines, and usually, the voice lines, they talk about other characters. So if you ever want to see some characters' association with one another, then you can always check their voice lines.
Alright. Let's ask the local residents some questions first.
Okay, I can confidently say no. Oh, that's the end of Act 3. Huh. Alright, I didn't expect Act 3 to end on this part, but that's a good ending point. No, he definitely did not learn that from here. It's just like a inherent thing. Lore-wise, I honestly don't think Vision have honestly learned from any other Vision holders. Like maybe basic combat skills, but that's about it. But otherwise, I don't think they really learned anything from one another because everyone has their own style. Like almost everyone's different, with the very few exception of a character. But you know, let's see. Oh shoot, that's not the right tab. Soul, okay. Gotta record these achievements. The soul channel goes. Confident imagination, guide cases. 17 is deception. Alright, now that that's done. Don't think there's anything else I need to do currently. I can always go back to the city. I wonder if I can even explore the city considering the stuff that just happened. Wait. Oh, what the heck? I did not realize there was a world quest here. Huh, okay. That's the start of the world quest. I didn't even need to do that. So how do I play with you? Okay, so here's the thing about co-oping in Genshin. So I don't think you can unlock co-op until AR16. And when you unlock co-op, the stuff you can do is limited. In co-op, you can run around in each other's worlds, but you aren't really able to do too many questing stuff. It's more so just running around, minor exploration. I think the more important co-op thing is there's certain events that go on in the game that can co-op with other players. Besides that, there are also domains which are like mini dungeons where you can also do co-op, but there's only some of them. Only some of them are co-opable. So yeah. So for the main problem, quote unquote, with co-op is you cannot co-op with people that are at a higher world level than you. So if you look at my thing here, you see underneath adventure rank is this world level 8. The higher the adventure rank you go, the higher your world level is. So you would never be able to join until you reach world level 8, which is air rank 55. So which is a long ways away. So the only way I would be able to play with each other, either we play during an event where adventure rank is irrelevant, or I have to be the one to join your world because you're at a lower world level. So yeah. But since you're a low AR rank, I would you need to obviously gain some levels before I can co-op with you. And even when that time comes, I would recommend that you just play the game at your own pace and catch up with however you can. But if you ever do need help killing stuff, I can co-op with that when the time comes. That part I can understand, but otherwise, that's all I can really help. Alright, but yeah, do you have any more questions while I'm here? Because if not, I'm probably gonna hop off in a bit, because it's getting a bit late and I'm getting tired. Even though I haven't really done much today, you know, I would rather prefer not stay up too late. Well, I should. Alright. Well, if anything, I should be back. I should be back tomorrow. Well, I say tomorrow, but more so, I'll just say Friday. I don't know. I'll probably continue doing Archon quest stuff, but obviously, since it's next act, there'll definitely be spoilers in there. So if you end up showing up, careful of that. But yeah, I think I'll be streaming more often in the next couple of days, just because it's an update. There's definitely a lot of stuff dropping. Whatever it is.
Today's forest patrol route map.
Whatever it is I decide to do, we'll see. Yeah. If you ever have more questions, just ask me then.
There's a lot of writing.
But yeah, thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you tomorrow perhaps.